I'm starting with me. We all got to grow up and be more keen thinkers, okay? Read Deuteronomy. Let's clear that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 6. Keep therefore, verse 4. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord, unto Yahweh your God, are alive, every one of you this day. Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my God commanded me.
Now hold on real quick, because the scriptures say in the Apocrypha Ecclesiasticus, the first chapter, that the beginning of if you want wisdom, keep the commandments. That's the foundation. Because what is the statutes and the laws doing? It's putting you in a box, it's putting you in a boundary, a place. It's teaching you to do and to not do, right, wrong. That's fundamental, rudimentary level of it. But you got to be able to expand to it. That's why Yahweh Shai, when he was on the scene, he had everybody tripped up 2,000 years because he took it, the laws, statutes, and that foundation to a whole nother level.
Right.
It wasn't just so cut and dry like
black and white.
Black and white, right and wrong. He was applying the spirituality to it.
Yeah.
The showbread. Go ahead. Yeah.
They tried to trip him up with the showbread and
Sabbath.
Dealing with the Sabbath.
Oh, he was like,
yeah, nah, go ahead,
brother.
He that is without sin cast the first stone. You know, it's
Right.
another example of that. Yahweh Shai, he was on it like the elder tech going into. Yahweh Shai was just on another level, man. You know, he understood that it wasn't about that.
No.
Now, you got what you hold? I don't know.
Proverbs.
When you get that real quick, we'll clear that off before this.
This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
Whosoever committeth adultery lacketh understanding. You're not a thinker. It's just that simple. There is no shortage of women out here for you to have to take another man's woman.
Yeah.
That's lacking. That's not being a thinker. You're dealing with the world from a base mind frame where, no, I want your woman. Nigga, there's a woman every day. What it wasn't saying in the world, every day a woman turns 18.
Right.
And that's a worldly saying. That's not dealing with the wisdom of the scriptures even. But just the simple fact of every day, every minute, there's a woman being born. Right now, in all the hospitals around us, babies being popped down, it's more than likely it's a girl. There's more women in the earth than men.
Yep.
And then these women and these people use the stupid science of the world of, well, no, technically, because China skewed that number by having their limited it to only boys. So then you have 1 billion of them over there. But overall, in all these countries, man, name me a day that you've been on the planet Earth that you ain't seen a woman somewhere.
Right.
Job, grocery store, gas station. There's women every fucking way. So if you moving in the spirit of you gotta have another man's woman, you're stupid. You're not a thinker. Nope, not at all.
Dealing with another man's woman. Man out here, they ready to throw down on this woman.
Yeah.
It don't matter what she look like.
All the women in that school ain't nobody single.
Right.
Well, that's because IUIC, even not even really getting into that, we're gonna stick to the subject of critical thinking, but since we did bring it up in that case, IUIC is not a group of thinkers.
No.
That's the point of it. Anybody that's all about you wearing your fringes everywhere when we're behind enemy lines is not a thinker. He's not thinking of what situation could you be in that could have you in a damnable situation or how you presenting yourself. It's not thinking. All right? Finish. We got just a little more.
It says, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
You get to do it to destroy his own soul. You're not thinking. You're not thinking about the long run. You're not thinking about you're not thinking about anything. You're just thinking about your horniness. All right? Which is animalistic, what is another way that the Lord describes our people? As brute beasts. Not just beasts, but stupid beasts. Okay? Go ahead, man. That's where you were, brother.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my God commanded me, that ye shall do so, in the land whither ye go to possess it. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
This is your wisdom. This is what makes us wise. It's not no goddamn art of war. That's part of it. It helps. It's supplemental. All right? But the true wisdom of where we get it and why people look at us as wise men and women one day is because of the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord has blessed us with. All right, keep on, brother.
This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Wise and understanding. That's why the Lord is setting us up. Matter of fact, hold that. Go to Revelation 5 and 9. That's why the Lord is setting us up as what? Kings and priests. To rule, to judge matters. That's why when you read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, it says what? That all nations shall flow unto Jacob. It say, teach us your ways. All right, go ahead with that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5 and verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book,
yep,
and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Verse 10, and has made us unto our God kings and priests.
Kings and priests, brothers. You understand how important those positions are? Everybody loves the aesthetics of these positions. That's why every black man is or Israel, so-called black man in America is a king, right? But you never hear him say, "Hey, priest, what up, priest? What up, prophet? What up?" No. The Lord is prepping us in this walk to be kings and priests if we survive. Because there's no higher position to order, to wisdom, to counsel. You understand that? That's how heavy of a position that we're being prepared for. To judge. You know what a how do I put this in words real quick? The king and the priest work hand in hand with each other. Like, it's really like Jordan and Kobe, like Kobe and Shaq, the king and the priest, because the king basically maintains the spiritual order of the priest. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a hand-in-hand job. That's why really through the spirit, these niggas talking about, I've said this before, you can't be a king without a God. Because the idea of a king is a religious order. They work together. The king is like, no, this is what we establish our land on. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. Honor the Sabbath, right? Thou shalt not covet. And then the king is the one that can execute judgment. Like, nah, you broke that, you gotta die. Do you know what I'm trying to say? How high level of thinking you gotta be?
They show that in what, Game of Thrones?
They show that in all these timepieces like that.
It's always some gods.
That's why in the old show, the Borgiers family, they didn't want to be the king because one could argue that one of the highest offices is the priest. That's why King David, King Solomon, they were special men because what? They were kings and they were basically prophets. That's why again the Lord had established through Solomon to do what? Build his house, the temple. Because technically speaking, the temple, when you go into it, the temple is actually the private church of the kings. King David and King Solomon, had direct. Listen, he could go in there. Now, of course, you had the order of the priesthood within it, but it was like his private chapel. If that makes sense. So this isn't some low-level, you the king of the hill, niggas throw king on a lot of stuff.
more than just telling people what to do.
It's
right?
more, yeah, it's more than telling people what to do and,
Sitting up on the throne.
and eating grapes and having women, you know, pamper you and shit. You gotta deal with situations. Judge the situation. All right, keep going.
So this is the book of Revelation. Where we at? Chapter 5.
Or did you finish that? Right there?
Yeah, no, it's a little bit more. So Revelation chapter 5, verse 10, it says, "And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth."
And we shall reign on the earth. What does that mean, to reign? That means what we say goes. What's right? We're going to determine what's right and what's wrong. And then we're going to execute judgment on that. That's why the scriptures say, be not ignorant to any small or great matter. Because you got to judge it. Go ahead.
Second Chronicles chapter 1, verse 11. It's dealing with Solomon, King Solomon. It says, "And the Most High said to Solomon, because this was thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor."
What was the prayer that he asked for? Go up, actually. Because it was a specific, what did he pray for? And this is a thing that we all should take as a chief point to pray for. And I tell y'all, brothers, since we here, you know, when we do the Passover, and you know, we had the point where you could be anointed. This is what I asked for. I'm like, Lord, give me the wisdom to lead your people. That's the hardest thing. You know how hard it is to lead? These people out here have a hard time. All of us probably got a job right now where there's a manager or somebody that's above you that can't lead for shit. You understand what I'm saying? Leading is not a simple feat. That's not easy, let alone leading a nation, thousands, millions of people. All right, it takes a lot. It's a lot to it. Okay, go ahead, brothers. That's what we're doing right now. Spirit.
Second Chronicles 1 and verse 8. "And Solomon said unto the Most High, Thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Lord power, let thy promise unto David my father be established, for thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge thy people that is so great?"
See, that's what King Solomon asked for. He asked for the wisdom and the understanding and to be able to lead. Because that's what this is all about, brothers. We're being prepped and primed to be leaders. So you're going to go through situations and scenarios and predicaments because it's testing your durability, your ability to adapt, your ability to deal. All of it falls on the king's shoulders. It says, heavy is the crown, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You got to deal with it. You got to represent it. That's why people in the times that come through the Spirit are going to what? Follow the men of the Lord, because they can feel the energy. They can feel this, the wisdom. They're going to see that your ability to lead. They're going to see that, nah, I trust your judgment, brother. I'm going wherever you going. All right?
If I may say, two characteristics of the priests and the kings, two similarities between those is you have to bear the burdens of the people.
That's it, brother.
You're dealing with, you know, and that's why it's not an easy job, is because you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're dealing with matters, you know what I'm saying, other than your own just fucking little
Personal
bubble.
space.
Yeah, exactly.
Space of pleasures. You know, you got to judge, you got to deal. You, like, again, a king, that's why the scriptures say that the Lord's heart, what is it? What was that, Proverbs 21, where the Lord,
21:1.
the king's heart is, you got to, bring out your precept. But we quoted it about the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Because through the Spirit, real quick here, when you're dealing with that, a king represents, literally a king is the embodiment of the people. Just as much King David is ultimately the embodiment of Israel. So, like you said, timepieces. In ancient worlds, as a king had to be married, and he had to have children. Because why? Think about the president of the United States. There's never been a president of the United States, a single president.
Right, we gotta have a house of
You gotta first, why? Why do you, why, matter of fact, I'm asking, why do y'all think a king has to have a woman? Lineage, heritage, that's good, but it's also being a representative of the people. If you're what's the word I'm looking for? No. Like if the king is prosperous, the people's prosperous.
Or an example.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like if the king is
Lead by example.
if he's family on, if he's
Right,
fruitful,
right.
like King Solomon was the ultimate king because what did he was rich.
Yeah, wise.
He had wives. He had the whole thing. So that he's an embodiment of the kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's got to be the same within you as well. This is not a heavy. It's not a small feat to be a king. It's not, like I said, it's not just having topless women feed you grapes.
like I say too. Everybody's watching.
Got something. Oh, so
Go ahead.
Sirach 10, and
That's yep.
I'll start one. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's the head. That's whatever spirit you lead in, that's what the people gonna be in. That's why I said in ancient worlds and other kingdoms, other nations of kings, the king had to have a woman. He had to have children. He had to have a son. Why? Because he's represented. Listen, if the king, it's like the saying, if the king's sick, the people's sick.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord took all that away from us. That's how sick and low we are. The Lord took all of this. That's why all of our people are bugged out, trying to basically be their own king, their own priest, their own warrior, their own everything. Individualism. It's confusion. It's Babylon.
That's why I say the whole head is sick.
The whole head is sick. Beautiful. All right. Was there anyone else, brother?
Let me see. Yeah, a little bit more. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people.
See, this place. We got kings. Our kings of this, the kings of this society, the elite, are a bunch of homos. Right? They don't push these things. I remember I told somebody one time, I was like, man, you know what? If I was, hey, it's gonna sound political.
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. That was the point.
This is just backing up the brother's point between the relationship and the priesthood and the monarchy of the king. The priesthood and the monarchy, they both give each other legitimacy. So this is the book of 1 Samuel, the 10th chapter, and the first verse. Then Samuel took a veil of oil and poured it upon his head and kissed him and said, Is it not because Yahweh hath anointed thee to be captain over his inheritance? That was talking about Saul, and he also through Samuel that gave David legitimacy.
Samuel was what? Not only that, Samuel is known as well in the scriptures as the first prophet. So you get where the first prophet came on the scene, and then the first king came on the scene right at the same time. Because, like you said, they give legitimacy to each other. Like I said, it's like Prime, Shaq, and Kobe together. That's how that relationship is. And that's why the elect is really the ultimate men on the planet Earth, because you hold both those positions. You know how heavy that is? The only men that you can say in the scriptures that have done that is King Solomon. There you go. Come on, man. Go ahead with you.
I touched on
Get established. Go ahead,
it says,
brother.
what was the priest's job in the temple? And some, the priests played the significant role of standing guard in God's house, making sacrifices for God's people, and instructing the people so that they could enjoy God's blessing.
Heavy roll.
Yeah, we had to offer up sin sacrifices and whatnot. Like you said, it was not only us being king, but also the Lord being priests, so that he doesn't have to serve. But it's not just the kingdom
sir. That's why, again, what are we? Is the Lord raising the Lord is going to make us? We're going to become kings when the Lord puts crowns on us. But right now, like I said, what was the first? Before King Saul or King David was, there was Samuel. Before you get to the account of King Saul and King David, you get the account of Samuel. His birth, coming up through the temple, etc., etc. So the Lord is doing the same thing for us as well. It's starting. Before you get to that part, you got to go through this part. You know, you got classes in college. You got economics 101. Well, the Lord has us in our priesthood 101, and then we'll move to that when the time is for it. But everybody wants, like I said, Israel. Everybody want to be kings, man. They just want to jump straight to the kingdom. Not even deal with the aspects of kingship that we're talking about. They want to go straight to the graves. That's how a tyrant is born. That's how a person that will sell out his people will be born. All right?
Just to back you up, the priesthood of Aaron was established before.
Come on now. Come on, man. That's beautiful. There you go. Where we at?
Did you want me to finish Deuteronomy?
Yeah, finish that off and then we'll go back.
This is Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, in the let's see, verse 7. It says, "For what nation is there so great, who has God so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our God is in all things that we called upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?"
Yeah, see, we're not a great nation because of LeBron James and a lot of our people are tall and can slam basketball, okay? We're not a great nation because a few of us are good from rapping off the top of the dome. It doesn't make us a great nation. What made us a great nation is these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the application of being thinkers, being critical thinkers. See, this world likes to destroy the idea of the so-called black man and Native American man and Spanish man, additions to innovation, technology. You hear even what's this guy? He sounds kind of bugged out, but I'm not gonna disrespect the man. Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know enough about what he's saying to say that what he's saying is bullshit. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean? But that's where it starts, though. Everything innovative starts out as a bugged out, man. This nigga's crazy. You think that the first idea of an iPhone, this nigga's crazy.
Right.
You talking about we going on FaceTime? That's crazy shit. 10 years later,
You're doing it right.
you doing it.
Yeah.
So it all starts out as a crazy idea, and somebody's crazy enough to take that crazy idea further.
Right.
Cars and flying, you know. You keep going, brother.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 11. It says, "And Most High said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked long life."
See, and that's another point. We've talked about this within our kingdom. The Lord raising us up. This is another thing that a lot of people get confused in. We're a nation of servants. So King Solomon ultimately showed, hey Lord, help me service the people.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't thinking about himself. He
That's
put
why
the
he
people
showed
first.
favor.
That's the difference. It's like I say, everybody, there's kings. Like I said, the Lord deals with kings. There's a way that the Lord has set forth for the nation of Israel kings to be, and then there's a way that these other nation kings are to be. But what is the difference? What's the main difference? It's the service. It's the servitude. It's the humility aspect. See, everybody sees the Artaxerxes and these kings and the lasciviousness, and they get turned on by that. Like, yeah, man, I want the hoes on my dick too. That's what I want. I want to eat. I want to drink expensive champagne all day.
I want to gravitate to celebrities, lifestyle, and actors and
Yeah,
red
they love
carpet. Yeah, they love that.
But the Lord gave us a certain tune to be. And a lot of Israelites are failing it, man. It's a service king. King of servicehood. Yahushai under Yahushai and King David is not going to fail because technically speaking, who's more humble than him? Who's more humble than Yahushai and King David? When you read the scriptures. When you read the scriptures, when King David was on his march to get in the kingdom, all he did was pray to the Lord. Hey, Lord, should I go over here? Lord, what should I do? Every time you read it, you see like, damn, he ain't make not one move without going to the Lord. That's wise. Matter of fact,
I reset.
hold on real quick. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 8. Last verse.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 21. Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her,
Wisdom. Go ahead.
except God gave her me, and that was a point of wisdom also to know whose gift she was, I prayed unto Yahweh and besought him, and with my whole heart I said.
Yep. So the point of that scripture is the fact that it's wisdom to know that the Lord, that this wisdom is the Lord's. That's a point of wisdom. So again, this is how you get your spiritual discernment, your spiritual keenness, wisdom. All these things are up because it starts with being humble. Yeah, of course.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. It says, all wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever.
Oh, read that again, brother.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1 says, all wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever.
Yep. So the Lord is creating us to be wise kings and priests. So you're not choked up when you hear certain things. Hell, man, we ingest so much shit in this world, and we're always in judgment mode. Is that how you judge this situation? From celebrities to politicians to how these people are in your day-to-day life. Because the Lord is building up your judgment skills. You think these people, matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna say this. You know what? My rib said this to me the other day. A coworker of hers said. She said, "Man, you know what? I don't ever think that you're judging people, but you judge the situation." That's what her coworker said to her. Because why? Our women, even to a certain extent, we're always trying to put judgment on them. Don't be a fucking reprobate. Think. These people aren't judging situations. Not in a proper, wise sense. All they do is just, no, I don't like it, go with it. Did you, the scriptures say, did you hear the whole matter?
Yeah, I hear one side.
You only heard one side. The Lord has given us all the keys to be critical. Again, going back to the original point, being critical thinkers.
Yeah.
The critical thinkers are the ones that's going to get through these times.
Yeah, and that's a lost art, especially in these days, because from a young child, you're indoctrinated into the school system, which is basically making you a follower your whole life. Critical thinking is a lost art, man, in this society. Nobody is able to, really only the elect is critical thinkers, man.
Yes.
Able to actually properly analyze things, properly judge, and not veer to the status quo or the fucking world standards.
Hey, that's beautiful. I was about to say that because that's what the education system has. It has standardized testing.
Exactly.
Because it says what? At this point, the standard is you should be at this level.
Curriculum.
It's a curriculum. But the Lord deals with is a thing of the spirit. And the Lord is making, like you said, making us to be critical thinkers, to sit back, take a step back, assess the situation, give it a yay or a nay, and then stand on it. That's another problem with people as far as thinking. They don't know how to make decisions and stand on it. That's why they panic. They get all antsy. Sometimes brothers, we're gonna make bad decisions.
Right.
But part of the steps of becoming a better critical thinker, all of these things that we're talking about, is also, you know what, you made the mistake. I fucked up right there. Okay, next time, hey, you know what, next time I'm gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
That's critical thinking.
And then there's counsel.
counsel as well, because sometimes you might not have the answer, but that's why you have the scriptures say there's safety in the counsel of in the, what does it say? In the midst of counsel.
Anything less than that is insanity. If you can, if you're in a situation and you judge a situation and you misjudge it or make a bad decision, but you're not quickly thinking to overcome it, you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's the textbook definition of insanity.
How many times do you hear stories of dudes getting out of prison after being in prison 5-10 years and go right back 5 minutes later for the same goddamn thing?
Same shit.
Pretty sure we've heard that story a lot of times. Like, damn, she went right back to jail for the same shit. That can't get right. That is not a critical thinker.
Hey,
All right?
hey, boy in the court in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Are you driving
not
right
a critical
now?
thinker.
he was not thinking.
You ain't a thinker.
He wasn't thinking, wasn't thinking at all. But that's the majority of these people.
Yeah.
That's why you got something. Yeah. That's why this devil is just going to continuously squeeze them, push them, lead them to their destruction. Go ahead, my brother.
Dealing with the judgment part.
That's-
Judgment matter. This is Ecclesiastes, Sirach 11 and 7. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk."
Come on, man. You break it down.
Yeah, so you gotta examine, and like we said, it's two sides to a story. So you gotta examine both sides of it, because you gotta think about it. If there's a situation, if it's your son and somebody else, you gotta examine your son's side and examine that man's side. Your son, he'll lie to you. The other person might lie to you too. But so that's why you need both sides, so you can examine, this is what it boiled down to. You was wrong, you was right. This is the judgment.
Simple.
Yep.
Simple. That's a judgment. That's a judge. There's a judge right there.
Yep.
How his mind looks at it, that's how a judge looks at it. And that's why we're being set up to judge the earth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got something for it with it.
Word discretion real quick. It says ability to perceive and understand, moral discernment, ability to distinguish right from wrong, prudence, sagacity regarding one's conduct, discernment, power to make distinctions.
Power to make distinctions. Come on now. Like we were talking on the side. A lot of our people, the majority of our men don't know how to distinguish a good woman from a bad woman.
Like it says, the end of the definition, it says see discern.
Come on, man. Something is like that. Like, nah, that woman ain't right. Our men, they'll see a woman, see all the red flags, ignore all the red flags, get the pleasure, and then the pain follows behind it. And then they go online and complain to us that bitches ain't shit. No, your thought process ain't shit.
So especially women.
From experience, you're on point. I really want to get their conscience. Because when you read Titus, it says, even their conscience is defiled.
Yep.
When you go into that word conscience, it means discerning morally what is good and evil. All these people's conscience are defiled, therefore they can discern and make a certain judgment.
That's real. And then what happens, like you said, they get cut because they don't want to judge. How can I judge you on this when I got this dirt on me? And that's why this world stays in that cycle of ignoring the dirt to the point where we're in an unclean, dirty world. That's how real it is. All right, you said you had something, bro? You had something.
I got something.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
this is kind of going back a little bit, but Matthew 20 and 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many.
And that's why Jake be offended by Yahushai. They be offended by these men because they They don't like the way that they king. They don't like the way that they represent themselves in the priesthood and the kinghood. It's not fun. It's not flashy. You know, Yahushua showed us that. That's why when he was on the earth, what did he do? He came upon riding upon a mule, a donkey. You know what? Y'all brothers know what the donkey represented? It's a symbol. Everything is symbolism. What is that donkey when the Lord rode into town? What was it? It was a donkey, right?
It was
Ass, mule, donkey.
Was it to show his humbleness?
There we go. See, in the ancient world, if you rode into town on a mule, it was an ancient world custom.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He was following a custom. Because when you come in, it's showing that I'm coming in humility versus you come into you come into my town in a big ass horse. Big black, not even a white horse, a big black ass horse. Big Clydesdale making noise. You coming to start war. You understand? Yeah, but like you said, he want to come in on those big $30,000 horses for his pride. I'm the man. I'm strong. I got power. As what the scriptures say, as the abundance of a man's heart, it's gonna come out of you. The pride in him, it shows in every aspect. Yeah, I was shot like, no, there's an ass. I'm gonna ride on that. To be humble. But Jake don't like, bro. One thing our people don't like is to be humble. That's the kryptonite. If we're all a bunch of Supermans, the kryptonite to these niggas, these nigga Supermen, is pride. Oh no, sorry, humility. Be humble. Take the love. Start melting and shit. Nah, bro, don't justify yourself.
Right. They got the power to fuck some shit up, but they don't want to take the love. Be like,
they want to call. Nah, man, you ain't. It's just the principle. All right.
So they cake back.
Be on that super nigga shit. Pride, man.
Solomon did the same thing. He wrote
See, it's humility. That's how you know it's him.
Hey, Ab, if I can,
Of course,
man. Back
Yes.
up to this. Adding to the point of Yahushua riding in on the ass. Another thing that it represented also was him bearing the burden.
There we go.
That's what they bear the burden. He had to bear the burden of being the sacrificial lamb for the nation.
See?
So that, which is all humble.
That's humble. Come on, man. He was such a humble person that he took upon our sins and iniquities.
Right.
You understand how humble that is?
Yeah.
He would say that the Heavenly Father did it, wasn't even me. He give all the credit to the Lord.
Why do you call me good?
Right.
Yeah.
There's only one.
That's humble. Here it is. This man is the creator. The Lord gave him the blueprints. Yahushua is the creator, and he's saying, what are you calling me good? But then you got a nigga, you got gang banging niggas, priests, that you can't tell them shit. You can't tell them that you made an error. You can't tell them that, nah, because Jake don't want to go that way. That's the hard path. You understand that the balance of it all is that we are a king, we are a nation of kings that got to be humble in service. What? Everything that we've learned since we were children about kings was all about, like I said, the aesthetics of it.
Right.
Big gold jewel crown on your head. You know, people fanning and bowing to you.
Right.
And keep bringing gifts and women always on you and shit like that.
Carnal.
The carnal side of it. But like the brother's been saying, man, you know how heavy it is to carry the success of others on your back?
Yeah.
The health of others on your back? If these people eat, it's on your back?
Yeah. Oh, because even in today's time, who do people blame for the gas prices?
Yeah.
Oh, Trump, Biden. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. You know.
Sticker.
Show me one president that's never been disliked in the public opinion.
Exactly.
You're gonna be disliked because you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So you gotta bear the burden of knowing,
Yeah.
hey man, There's people that love you and want the best for you, and then there's people that's gonna want to kill you.
Again, look at Trump. Like, you got people that
Would die
you know,
for him.
die for this motherfucker. And the other aspect,
People that want to take him out.
they want to take him out.
Yeah, I was listening to something yesterday. And it was basically saying being in like a leadership position and trying to be a man of the people, it ain't gonna work. It said it's really like 50-50. 50 of them gonna love you, the other 50% gonna hate you. You just gotta do what's right for everybody.
You gotta deal with what's right. Because like if you're dealing with righteousness and dealing with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord in the kinghood, hey man, you don't like me about that. That's on you. But that's what we're learning here today too. We have adamant heads. We're being made hardened. So what? That we can always lead according to what's right in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not to respect the person. That's why the scriptures say that a gift destroys the heart. Because people will want to what? Buy you out. Like, well, how about, man, what if we lean this way, lean that way? No, I'm just leaning on what's right. All right?
I got a piece of it.
All right, we're going to go back to the part. Go ahead. We're going to get him and then I got you.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 3, chapter 10, and verse 38. St. Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 38. And it reads, And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
See? That's service. You sign up to join the military, you're saying at this point, I'm willing to die for this. That's what we're here with. You know how crazy it is? We're willing to die for our people. Now, granted, we understand that we're here for the elect's sake, but it's not the elect our people. You get what I'm saying? So we're here as servants and representatives and ambassadors of our people, and our people hate us. But we still do it because it's what's right. It's the right thing to do. This is the cherry. We don't gotta set up. That's why people get offended when we say, "What the hell you mean we gotta set? We don't gotta feed y'all. We don't gotta hand out turkeys and book bags and bikes and shit."
Right.
This is the ultimate charity. We're doing something in the name of starting with the elect, but overall our people. And our people, for the most part, want to kill us behind it.
I want to say something dealing with that. What the elder just said. But you got the guy Deacon Asaph over at the IUIC that was literally just basically cussing Great Millstone out for not having a paper trail, not having a building, not building the community. Blaming the single black women in America on black men. Basically, the IUIC is pointing fingers at us because we refuse to put our fingerprint on the community and give Esau a paper trail. So now they're mad and they cussing us out, calling us pedophiles and all that. But first and foremost, we wasn't appointed to build a fucking black community.
Right. You saw that in the scriptures.
And where are you? Okay, you always want to pinpoint the black community. Where you at building the Native American reservations then?
Right.
Why ain't y'all building the reservations? Ain't they Israelites? Why ain't y'all going to the Sinaloa, Mexico, and building up the Mexican community? Or why ain't y'all going to the DR and building up the Dominican community? Okay, so you're not appointed over us to commission us what you think we supposed to be doing with the ministry. You don't have that type of power. The Lord appointed us to do a specific task, and that's what we focus on, man. We are just a quick disclaimer to land back off the elder. Us brothers at Great Millstone, we are not here to build a black community.
Oh, right.
Okay? We ain't here to pass out turkeys and fucking bikes and book bags. You go pass out book bags thinking that you think they're gonna go get A's? Niggas gonna put Glock, they gonna stuff them big Glocks back there.
Or you gonna think you gonna hand out these turkeys and stuff, and then people are gonna, hey, you know what? Yeah, how about Shimmy Yahushai gave me this turkey? No. That's not what's gonna happen. All right? We are being trained to deal with it no matter whether the people like you or love you. If you are, like the brother the priest said, if you're in a position of power, a lot of people ain't gonna like you. And you have to accept that. But the men that can't stay here because the heat get too hot, I don't like being disliked, then you're not a fucking king either. You're just a citizen. You know what I mean? You're just a citizen
I'll start at 13, but also going into 14. It says, Yahweh answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Yeah, so, we, like you said, the turkey drive, the bites, like the Elder Bishop said, the bags, that's not what we're here for. We're here for giving this word, which his word is equivalent to the water. And through this word, if we put this word into you, if you be of the elect, that can save your life. That can give you everlasting life. That's much more than a hot meal.
Yeah, see, we're raising up, we're building, like what the elder said, we're building up the elect, the hopeful elect.
Minds and spirits.
The mind and spirit. Like this old saying goes, teach him, give a man a fish, he eats for the day, but teach a man how to fish, he eats for life.
Yeah.
We're starting with our apostles and elders in the spirit. We're being, again, going back to the original point, we're being taught to be critical thinkers.
Yeah. Well, those that aren't spiritual, they can't perceive what we're doing. Because what we're doing is not, you're not gonna see the actual the benefit, to the average person. Hey, y'all niggas just on the corner talking.
Right.
Well, you can't see what we're building because you ain't spiritual.
Right. We're building a whole temple. We're building hey, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. We're building a temple and a kingdom. What we're doing. But if you don't have spiritual eyes to see it, like you said, we're just some niggas wasting our time.
We building a spiritual market.
Come on, man. We're doing a lot of projects through the spirit.
My project is that's crazy.
A lot of projects are being built through us just being right here. But if, like you said, the scriptures say that the natural man receiveth not the things that are spiritual. That's not our fault. All right?
I actually have a precept to back that up real quick. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 11. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
And that's all these people out here. All these people know how to talk is death, darkness. They don't know how to talk life into people. They don't know how to build up. That's why these little piglets out here are destitute, because nobody has ever spoke life into them. These women, man, there's no such thing as a confident woman. They're all insecure because nobody's ever spoke life into their asses. These men are weak and fragile because nobody has ever spoke life and built them up.
What's funny too is when you do try to speak life into these people, they so afraid of it and they just reject it.
Yes. That's why I said before, we were talking about this before. You understand how heavy of a message that we have out here? We're talking about right now about raising up kings and priests. Imagine, you know how hard it is to tell one of these niggas that's all he's known his whole life that you a nigga, you ain't shit, you from the projects, you grew up on government cheese, and your baby mamas hate you, your children hate you, your mama hates you, your auntie hates you, everybody hates you, and then we try and tell you that, man, yo, you're God's chosen people. Hell no.
Right. Hey, they even do bond like that. Hellcats. Demons.
Everything's demonic. There's no life in them. Hey, go ahead, brother. Hey, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, the 9th chapter, and the 7th verse. It says, he that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee.
Hey, these people are stupid. That's another, the elder bishop, like this white loser go by. Damn, man, the bishop said, read that again.
This is Proverbs, the 9th chapter, and the 7th verse. He that reproveth a scorner.
Oh, that's the one. You can start right there. The bishop, elder bishop, he used to say this a lot back in the day. Rebuke is part of our culture.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a Hebrew Israelite culture. But you know what? When you look at our people now, like how you said, these children, soft parenting. Everything is fucking soft amongst our people.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's the spirit.
parents.
Bro, me and The Rock was literally just talking about how soft parenting is nowadays on the side, man. But see, that's why you got these jakes out here that fix their mouth to say anything on this camera nowadays. Well, one thing that really helped deteriorate the world in which we live in is social media and everybody being able to upload their opinions. As if the world needs your perspective, man. And all that did was led to more wickedness and the softening of the nation, man. Because of the soft ass society, man. You know, this is a fucking third world country with rhinestones on it. That's all it is. It's a third world country that's disguised with rhinestones, man. You know, and everybody is moving in a degenerate spirit, like the brother saying. Nobody wants to deal with correction. Everybody's trying to offload, you know, their problems on the next person, and it's led to the deterioration of America. Okay, we're not here to appease your fucking emotions. Stay here, bro. We're not here to appease your emotions. Now you got this guy. I want to talk about this guy, Deacon Asaph from the IUIC, who basically cussed us out for not having a building. He said, y'all ain't got no building. Y'all ain't doing nothing for the community. Where are the scriptures? Get real quick, Hebrews 9 and 24, bro. Let's see what the scriptures got to say about this, because a lot of you guys, you getting your emotions too mixed up into the truth, man. Okay? Now the elder apostle Tahar, he always says what? Hey man, you can't be emotional over here at Great Millstone.
That's right.
Okay? So why you getting mad at us because we don't have a building? Nigga, help us get a building if you want us to have a building so bad. Who gets mad at the next man for not having a building?
Right.
Shut up. What you talking about, bro? You're just an old disgruntled nigga on the podium that's been given the platform, like majority of everybody else out here. You stick a mic in front of somebody, and then everybody go, ooh, oh, that's a good point. He snapped. He ate. They ain't talking about nothing, bro. You know? Let's get that Hebrews 9 and 24 so we can dispel, because what these guys at the IUIC doing is pushing out witchcraft and sorcery on the congregation, man. Because that whole adultery thing came out, and brothers did videos on it, and they mad, so now through damage control, they want to try to come at us, man. But adultery is a biblical sin. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
It's Hebrews 9 and 24.
Yep.
For Yahushua is not entered into the holy places made with hands.
There it go right there. Yahushua wasn't going into the holy places made with hands, man. Yahushua was going from city to city, preaching in the openings. The scriptures tell you that. Okay? That's where you have the word agora. Agora is a Greek word that means marketplace, man. And that's where they even got a movie. I believe that movie's on, I think it's called Agora. It's called Agora, but it's on, I think it's either on Netflix or Prime or something like that. But it shows you how the men of the Lord back in the days was preaching in the courtyards all throughout Rome and Greece.
You know what's crazy, Bishop, is that when we first woke up to this, these scriptures is what we use to combat Christians. Because the Christians talk was what? You gotta go to church, you gotta go to church. So the fact that we're visiting this with Hebrews show you that a lot of these Hebrews, they have Christian spiritual.
Absolutely. Yep, they got Christian tenets and tentacles. You know,
all
kind of ideologies that go back to Christianity, and that go to show you, really, man, they might be Constantine. You know, because he's about the biggest Christian in the world right now.
That's true.
You know?
Hebrew Israelite mega church.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Peter 2 and 5. Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
A what?
A spiritual house.
A spiritual house, man. So why are you cussing us out to your congregation talking about they don't got no building? Oh, then this guy said we sent blank money orders. How's that? That don't even make sense. Don't you gotta go and tell the people how much money, how much that? What the fuck is a blank money order? They don't even pay. They don't have no paper trail. They don't pay till they go and get blank money orders. I'm like, bro, that don't even make sense. You can't get a blank money order. You gotta go and say, I need to get a $500 money order.
You can't write it out on there.
Right. You gotta write a slip with the
Yeah.
amount of money in it. You gotta have the cash.
Yeah.
Give it to the person.
And you give it to the
And then
person
they
the
give you
amount
money,
that you want them
and
to
they
have.
type out the money order.
So that's a slander. What you call that is a slander, man. Okay? Then first of all, we don't even send our tithes through money orders, but that ain't none of your fucking business.
Right.
How we send our tithes and offerings to the apostles. But you want to condemn us over that, not having a paper trail for Esau to trace what we doing. Okay? Blaming the conditions of the single woman in America on us. This is all the slanders that's coming from this guy, man. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the group for y'all brothers to see it, but you know, brothers is doing videos on it right now because that what you call is damage control. Okay?
Because it's dirty laundry. But your bishop aired those dirty laundry out. But you could have kept that to himself and to between y'all.
Right.
You know what? There's other scriptures say that ye as your father the devil. Because this is what Esau did. When Esau started to get exposed on some shit, he gonna create some type of commotion or do a false flag or something on the other side to take your attention off of. Because what were we talking about at the top of the year? We were talking about something and out of nowhere Drake and Lamar started beefing with each other.
Yeah.
It was, I can't remember, but something was happening before that.
Yeah, it was, bro. I remember that.
It was something happening, I can't remember, but now all we know is Kendrick and Drake.
And I think it was a bridge.
And Diddy came out of nowhere.
Yeah, bridge
Yeah, man. You see, so what we gonna do? We gonna go in the scriptures, and dispel everything, every negative connotation that they try. Although we really don't have to, okay? Because we being defended by Yahweh Bashimah shots, right? Your allegations ain't gonna stick, man. I'm gonna say this in the spirit: the IUIC will fall before the elect fall. Okay? The elect ain't gonna fall in these latter days.
Well, IUIC is not of the
They not of the elect. You might got some elect members in there, but I'm getting in the spirit. I'm looking like, man, I don't even know right now because it's like, what's taking so long?
Yeah, and I meant that as saying the organization itself.
Right.
That's not an elect. That's not the group.
Right.
Israel united in Christ. That's not the elect's group. Okay?
That's
You
right.
gotta get in the spirit of Yahweh and Yahweh.
Hey,
not in Christ and God and Most High bless.
Right. Or having no tag .org.
Right.
At the end of at what you identify, we ain't no .org up here. The brother just read the scripture where it say we're built up what? A spiritual house, man. Lively stones. If you listen to brothers, you know this brother, when he get up here and speak, the spirit leads him one way. But it's all still in the spirit. If I get up here and speak, or this brother, anybody get us up here and speak, it leads in different ways, but it's all interconnected because we're a spiritual house. We don't write out sermons before we come out here.
Right.
Okay? We just come raw in the spirit off of prayer because we spiritual men. So a lot of these guys is getting mad because they have not the spirit, but it ain't our fault. How's it our fault that we don't want to get a fucking building as if we can't get a building? Anybody can get a fucking building. What are you talking about?
It's commercial real estate.
Right. Bro, what are you talking about?
Application.
We in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. You don't think we can get a building if we wanted to get a building? How can you condemn somebody over there?
Where's the law on that? If there's no law, there's no sin.
Where's the
If you're talking about the law,
Where's
possible.
right? Where's the scriptures where we gotta build a community? Where we gotta build these young niggas up on the corner? Where's the scriptures at for that, man? Okay? When the scripture says teach the young man discretion, that's talking about the men that want to come into this truth. It ain't talking about just any old nigga.
And that argument's a mute. That's a moot point, right? Because you're only looking at that through the lens of we're in America where you can get funded, you can get these charters, you can get these incorporations, right? But when you
Grants.
put everything, grants, when you put everything on a level playing field, that argument makes no sense because you still have the people of Israel that need to be taught the truth.
Yep.
So you can't teach the people of Israel the truth because you don't have a school or a building? That makes no sense to even use that as an argument.
Right.
What are you doing? We're giving them the word.
Well, you know why they mad? Because they want more information on this. They don't have it. They don't have the information that they need. And also in the 501c3 charter, it gives you a rundown on how whenever you get exposed or called out on the gag order, it gives you a formula on how to come with damage control. It's in the charter. Okay, it's in their chart. To where whenever your gag order gets exposed, it's a way that you can go about controlling that damage, man. So that's all they doing, man. You know, the brothers brought out through the spirit why women and men shouldn't be in the congregation. dancing and having parties and concerts and niggas up there rapping. You got a sister in the crowd,
Right.
you know, got demons on the, oh, that nigga spit. You know, lusting after him. He probably trash as hell. She's just a freak. You know, he's just a freak in the crowd. You know, you reminiscing on the trap nigga, and she see a brother on the stage spitting some bars, and she, you know, and then next thing you know, then he come off the stage, and she just figure out a way to go over there and say, "Oh, you snap. What's your Instagram? I know you got some more hot shit. Shalom, brother." Next thing you know, they trading information, talking, emojis. Yep, texting the water, and then next thing you know, boom, it then went down. All because you allowing this shit to mix. This brother said something that was powerful not too long ago. He said, "Man, really, your sisters are the wives, your other wives. That's who your sisters are, man. Y'all trying to mingle Israel together into some fucking cesspool, okay, of entertainment, and that's not what the Lord is building, man.
Right.
Because you know what it is?
all together.
Right.
Like we was
That's
we were saying earlier about being this is all about thinking about the steps down the road. See, right now they want to be burgers and fringes and have fun.
Right.
But there's consequences and repercussions that have come down the road by y'all just trying to quote unquote have fun. And that leads to all of these things that are happening.
Yep. And just because we brought out why you shouldn't be doing this in your congregation, so you can prevent that evil, wicked, abominable act, you get mad and curse us out about not having a
should
building,
be thanking them.
or slandering us about sending blank money orders to the apostles, which is all bullshit. He's like the Bishop Manatazak did the video. He's like, man, really, when you listen to it, it's all slanders. He ain't saying nothing. Y'all do not deal with our scriptural approach at all. Y'all do not go and try to break down anything that we say and give a counter breakdown to it. All y'all do is say the same thing, call us bums. But here it is, in one breath we bums, but in the next breath we stealing money.
And we're sending blank checks.
We're sending blank, but we bums. You see what I mean? So it's all slanders, and that goes to show you that witnesses against us or for us that we are the men of Yahweh.
Can I,
Yeah.
if I may say, what? But you know what? Through the Spirit, the bishop, Apostle Paul used to say this years ago, that the Lord loves controversy, because within this controversy, what is it doing? It's separating the simple from the thinker.
Absolutely.
If you're on the other side and you're not part of GMS or IUIC and you're just watching this, you're gonna look at this and be like, nah, they made some points. They went to history, showed this stuff. Nah, they just over here just talking shit. You're not. That's why you said really through the Spirit. At this point in day and age, if you in these other camps at this point, you a simple ass nigga. You just a simple ass nigga.
Man.
Whether you in IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari, if you in any other of these groups, you really just a simple ass nigga, and you going for the stupid. You going for the stupid. Yeah. At what point do you think and take a step back and lay in the bed one night when you can't sleep? Like, oh no, this shit don't really make no sense, man.
Right. They just wake up and just put that shirt on and still go on in their ignorance, man. But there's going to come a time of reckoning very soon, because we're not going to be in America forever, and America's not going to continue to operate in this way forever. So we know that things are going to change, and it's going to start with Israel, man, very soon. You know, you had any more?
I got something. This Jeremiah 7:4. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these.
Exactly. Okay? So they forcing you to go into a building made by hands, and there is where you can find the Spirit of the Lord. Okay? But when we all woke up in different areas. We didn't all have to go to one central location to find the truth. All right? We was all over the place when we woke up to the truth.
That's the Lord had it when we all had to go to One West.
Right.
We all had to go to the doors of One West to get the truth.
It'd have been too hard, bro. We wouldn't even have the truth, bro, because some of us still ain't been to Harlem to this day. So how would the word have gotten to where it got to if the Spirit wasn't operating like the wind? So we got to dispel the lies that these other congregations try to say and these slanders that they try to stick on us, because the scriptures just simply don't abide by that, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "For if ye truly amend your ways and your doings, if ye truly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor,"
Yep.
I'm gonna jump down. It says,
And they get mad at us, bro, because we execute judgment. All right, we tell them the things that they shouldn't be doing, the things that they should teach, and we back it up in the scripture. But what do? They hate us because we tell them the truth. All right, so that witnesses, like I said, that's a witness towards us that we are the men of the Lord. Because why are you so mad? If you claim to believe in the scriptures, and y'all scriptural men over there at the IUIC, right? And we bringing out scriptures to back up our points, why are you so mad? Okay? Won't you just make the corrections?
well, you should take the scriptures that's coming out as a measuring stick of saying, yeah, we are doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Right, yeah.
See, y'all not taking accountability for the sin that you've allowed. And as leaders, that's detrimental to you. Because that's the blood upon your hands of not leading the congregation that you have in the right direction.
Yep.
The only thing you're doing is you're lording over those members
Yep.
with all kinds of trinkets and
Promises,
gimmicks. Yeah, gimmicks, you know?
Yeah, you sitting on the podium. Here it is, you got a case where a man, one of your brothers, have had adultery committed against him, and you talking about, I like to read stuff like this, I'm a nasty dude.
Right.
What?
Meanwhile, you're not considering this man or the other woman's feelings, because now she done lost her man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, you know, I'm thinking about the brother, like, damn, bro, like, here it is, this guy
I'm thinking about
Shalom, you
him.
gonna say Shalom, and then he's knocking your woman out behind, like, getting it in with her. And then Nate making light of the situation, but you supposed to be that's why
Elijah and all these breaking in.
Right.
But I'm nasty. I'm nasty.
That's crazy.
You know?
That's crazy work.
Yeah, bro. Like, man, that ain't even nothing to joke about, bro.
Right.
You know, even if it was a joke, he's out joking. No, bro. Like you said earlier, the scripture says, "Out the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks." So it came out your spirit because you showing rod pics all over the comments. That's like the third time.
The fact that, you know, if you, in the video where they were showing the text, it's a rod in it.
Yeah. They showing the man's the dude that committed adultery. They showing the screenshot. Right. But they had it blanked out. Thank the Lord. But you know they showing it to the congregation. The man got his rod in it. And they just showing it. I like going into stuff like this. I'm nasty. And then, you know, people in the crowd laugh like, but y'all calling us pedophiles and you ain't got no evidence of us doing none of that shit.
You got all the evidence of y'all being a bunch of freaky ass.
Yeah.
It's a freaky ass group.
That's a freaky.
They be getting caught with trannies. That's a freaky group, bro.
Yeah,
You don't
man.
allow any spirits to mingle amongst you. You're not doing it enough because you're not using the scriptures as a measuring stick.
Right.
Men in there with long hair, women in there with all kinds of baggage, dreads. You just letting anybody. I believe I'm an Israelite. Okay, give us the information. All right.
Yep.
Take the application now.
Yep.
I'll give this brother a purple t-shirt with some print.
Then ran the pocket into oblivion.
See, y'all got the last one. We talking about just like the money scandal. Y'all
Right.
got a whole 10-hour expose on YouTube.
Right. We didn't forget what happened with Bishop Kanai.
Yeah, you had the whole Bezalel scandal.
Yeah.
You know, you had the whole Bezalel ordeal. You know, Bezalel broke everything down. Say again.
The house rental situation.
Yeah, the house rental. You got rest in peace, Joy Morgan. Poor thing. You know, poor thing. Right. You know, so you gotta see who got the real dirt on them. Because us brothers over here at Great Millstone, all we known for is teaching the word. That's what we do. We bring out a lot of controversial points in the scriptures to show what was going on back in the days. But we only known for teaching the word. Brothers don't be having no criminal records out here wilding out, you know, getting arrested for domestic violence and you know, getting all kind of felonies, getting caught with all kind of bullshit. And if it is a rogue ass nigga among us, he get his ass kicked out. Because we don't stand for that. Y'all let these guys stay in the congregation, come back.
Yeah.
You see? So this doesn't exemplify the spirit of our Lord and Savior. That's why we calling y'all ass out. And I'm gonna say this in the spirit, the Lord getting ready to bring y'all down. Y'all getting ready to get that what's old boy Jermaine Grant treatment. You know, y'all about to get the Jermaine Grant treatment, and your leadership is gonna jump ship.
Right.
All your leadership they gonna dissipate. You ain't gonna know where the fuck they went, man. They Judas goats, man. And we've been telling y'all this for years. But you about to see it now. Now they're going too far. Yep, go ahead, bro.
I just have a quick precept for you. This is James chapter 1 and 27. It says, pure religion and undefiled. I should start at 26. It says James 1 and 26. It says, if any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man religion is vain. And the reason I'm bringing that out, because brothers know I'd love to go into this verse. The word religion means the fear of the Lord. All right, it means to worship God. All right, we see how IUIC be acting. Man, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't fear the Messiah.
No, they worship Jesus.
Right.
They worship me.
And they don't write up their tongue. They just pop, just like how the bishop came out with the exception of the sermon. What was it, Deacon Asaph?
Yeah, ASAP. Yeah.
Talking slandering, popping off at the mouth. That's not bridling the tongue. Captain Abu was speaking about humility. And y'all the prime example of the kryptonite. Of humility being your kryptonite. So verse 27, it says, pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction. That's what we're doing right now. All right? It says, and to keep himself, this is what the bishop said, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
Woo!
We don't deal with the affairs of this fucking world.
We don't got no community building. We ain't got no 501c3. We're a group of faithful brothers that come together to teach the word and we live our lives. That's it. That's all the disciples, that's all the apostles did. You can read that in your Yahushua's lifetime. You can read that in the book of Acts. Nowhere in history did you see Israelites that believed in Yahushua get together. It was like, we got to buy this from the Romans.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Make sure,
going through the
Paul
Roman
didn't
courts.
do that. Yeah.
Roman courts established. It was always a grassroots, underground type of movement. It was never, like you said, it was the sealed start that church.
We righteous youth king, man. Underground king.
We the underground king.
Hey, and the one time that the Israelite did try to side with the powers that be, right? And then in the Maccabees, Israel fell. You can read that history. Jason, siding with the, and then what did they do? They put the Greece, the gymnasiums and all that, just messed Jerusalem up. So now we're not gonna have no community center or have no church building or nothing like
Well,
that.
if I may say,
Why
IUIC is trying to blame us for the black community as if they're fixing the black community. Please show us the empirical data that shows that the IUIC is bringing down the crime rate. That's stopping domestic violence cases have gone. Please show me how you all have fixed that in the Israelite community. I want to see that. Because all I see is niggas getting worse.
And you know what they doing? They actually feeding more fire into it. They doing drill rap now. They doing the dances that these niggas do in the streets in their congregation. All right? They going and getting locked in with Barbecue Jones, or whatever his name is. Barbecue over there in Haiti.
Barbecue in Haiti.
They went and going linking up with Barbecue. They making the case for Kendrick Lamar talking about we didn't want to ruin his reputation. But here it is, you trying to ruin Apostle Hart's reputation. And Apostle Hart is a fact that he's Nate's elder.
He is.
Okay? Bishop Nate was in Apostle Hart's camp. Okay? Was a reader.
You try to deny it,
Yeah, it's a fact. Apostle Hart is going to the history all the time. So where's he at? He don't show no type of honor or reverence towards Apostle R. And although Apostle R don't do nothing but correct him. Bro, you still hear Apostle R saying in videos that he's still a host, that he's a man of the Lord. Where have you ever heard Nate say anything, that commends what Apostle R has done thus far, man? Well, you got international GMS camps, and Apostle R, the apostles, none of them had to go over there and set those camps up, man. That should be commended. Okay? There's been times I've personally seen the Elder Apostle R and Elder Apostle Bar get on camera and apologize to another camp for misspeaking. You know, if we get caught out there, we don't have no problem with correcting ourselves and saying, I'm sorry. It's humility. But where is that being reciprocated at? All right, that goes back into what the brothers were saying earlier. You know, the Elder Alpha was going into earlier about the humility. I don't get humility when I hear these guys, man. It's just a bunch of big ass black jakes on the podium with a microphone
$1,000 garments.
with big $1,000 garments on, and they just gloating in their position, man. That's what they doing. They just sitting up there and they just gloating in their rank. But the greatest leaders are what? Servant leaders, man. Okay, a leader that get boots on the ground and get there in there with the congregation and teach them and build them up, not lord over them.
Right.
Okay, and then use slanders to deter them from getting the real truth, because we know that the people in IUIC ear hustling, but they scared though.
Right.
They scared because Nate got all their personal information. He got their socials. He got background checks. All right.
Know where you live at.
He know you got your address. He know all of that, man.
Blood type.
So he could really mess their lives up if he wanted to.
Oh, as detective, I was thinking the same thing.
And not to mention, he's a multi-million-dollar man.
Yeah.
He got power.
Get your man. Get you knocked off.
Hey, dude, that dude could get you dusted, man. Hey, one phone call, man, he can send you up that road.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that was the whole thing with the brothers recall this individual Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Right, yep.
You know, so they got documentaries on that demon. You know, it was certain individuals that was trying to rebel, and it started to leave that hypnosis, and they were just winding up dead all over the place, man.
Yep.
You know, and he, you know,
down in Miami,
you know, proclaimed himself to be an Israelite, but he didn't have the truth.
He was proclaiming to be the Most High.
The Most High, Yahweh, son of Yahweh.
Which
is
right, he'll go outside and summon a chariot. Yeah, then you'll look up, you'll see like a black dot all the way in the sky. Like, look, everybody, oh my God! The whole time it's probably just they probably had a drone up there or something. You know, you see like a black dot on the camera, they'll zoom in. You know, he'll go out there, look. You know, you'll see like a black dot up there, and everybody will go crazy. And people was following that guy, man. You know. But hey, what the scripture say? If the blind be leaders of the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. I'm getting that cold spirit. Well, I'm not even feeling sorry for whatever happens to some of these people. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying it is right. Okay, that is righteous to do the things that's being done, because it's not righteous. But I don't really have much feelings towards the person, because like, man, y'all ain't listening anyway.
Well, it's like if there's a sign at the end of the road saying, you know, the bridge is out, the road's out. You're like, hey, don't go that way. And then the nigga just keep, man, fuck you, I'm gonna speed up. You go fast. Well, that's
simpler passed on and destroyed.
Man. Hey, just say it again, bro.
Simpler passed on and destroyed.
Yeah. So you know, hey, that's what's gonna happen over there, man. You about to see the faith of all Hebrew Israelites be tested on levels that we haven't been tested on before, man. And when they fall, they're gonna try to take this whole thing down with them. Not just us, they're gonna try to bring this whole Hebrew Israelite thing down with them, man. That's what they set up to do.
But they say, because this is what happens when you include women into any organization.
Women is always the downfall.
If you have women, look at what's the movie Casino. Ginger.
Oh, Ginger, yep.
She messed the whole thing up. If you look at it, in most cases, when you even a simple street nigga will tell you should not have women in the mix of this game.
Yeah.
Because why? When the heat come on, they're not gonna stand on the same principles and
staying tall as you as a man. Some women have integrity like that, but the majority don't, because most men don't.
Yep.
But here you got all these women in the mix, and they're gonna be the main ones trying to do interviews and
They gave them a tripod. Come on, man.
Well, a lot of women just stick around for the glitz and glamour of it anyway. So when they see the whole operation going out, they ready to get the hell on anyway.
yeah.
Mass majority of these women, Jake women, they're actually benefiting from the facade of IUIC. Because they got these large collections and things of that nature going on. So they women are living deliciously. But if everything hit the fan and the whole operation goes in turmoil, they already see that their financial resources being cut off. Oh, they're gonna flip the script.
Yep, and they're gonna try to pull this whole thing down because they so proud that if they go down, they're gonna try to take everybody down with them. But that's where the elect is gonna rise out of that shit. Because it's gonna be another siege. It's gonna be another attack on the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right, where it's gonna directly affect us as being believers in the Mashiach Yahushua, and they're gonna fall. We're gonna watch these camps fall, man. If we're gonna get, some of us gonna get caught up into it, as far as, being arrested or being, interrogated, or whatever, they might try to pull up some files or some old, footage of what brother said, and try to interrogate you as a domestic terrorist, whatever, T-word, whatever. But if you of the elect, that shit ain't even gonna matter. Because remember the scripture says, if somebody could get this scripture, any tree that I haven't planted shall be hewn down. You got something out?
I had something on mine. This is Micah 3:1, real quick. It says, and I say, here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment?
Yeah. Is it not for you to know judgment, considering the fact that you push the law, right? That's what they push over there. The God's commandments. Which, okay, we're not against you pushing that. But then, guess what? If it's a law that you're supposed to wear fringes to remember the law, how does the doctor have it over there?
I wear them all day.
They did that with fringes.
In fact, they had to take the fringes, when they was about to do the act, the fringes had to, they had to take the fringes off, or they threw the fringe, I'm not be graphic, but they had to.
Yeah, fringes was right in front of them before they did it.
They throw the fringes.
So let's keep it real. So if we so just because that person has on fringes, does that make him more righteous than the brother that doesn't have on fringes that didn't commit that act? Exactly. I would rather not have on fringes and remember in my spirit I ain't touching that woman because she belonged to somebody else, rather than having the fringes on, which supposed to mean you're supposed to remember the law and still forget it.
Yep.
That even makes you more hypocritical.
That's what Paul said about the Gentiles. So he was talking about they have a law to themselves.
Yep.
They don't do it because you got Israelites that are condemned brothers like that.
Yep.
Yet here it is. You have everything according to the customs in your appearance, but you don't follow it according to your lifestyle.
Cosplay.
That's what makes
Cosplay.
you
And that's why the elder just read the scripture. Is it not for you to know judgment? All right, go ahead, bro.
Yep. Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones.
Yeah, man. Now notice in the when you read the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, it speaks about the skin and the sinews and the joints all coming back together.
Right.
And that represents what? Your identity. Okay? Your image. All right? When you have skin, that's an indicator of who you are. It's an indication. They say that the heads of Jacob right here are trying to pluck our identity off of us. All right? They want to, really, these dudes want to put Jake ass back to sleep, man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Put him in a higher captivity.
They want to put Jake back in a higher captivity, which is one of the reasons why they're taking the name away.
Yeah.
All right? Because that's a big part of identifying who we are, knowing the name of Yahweh Bashim Awashai. But they fray the skin off of us by taking away that name, by taking away certain principles that we use to govern ourselves, man.
Right.
So let's keep this shit all the way real.
Yeah.
You gonna push the law, but y'all don't even keep it.
Yeah, and then part of keeping the law, see, the law are rules and regulations that we're supposed to be able to think about and follow. But it's deeper than just the law as well. Remember when you read Deuteronomy, it talks about
it being wisdom unto you. That wisdom coupled with the laws creates a culture and certain customs that would keep you in the guidance of the Lord, right? For example, obviously they didn't understand the custom about how men and women congregate, because men and women not congregating together leads to another man not coveting, which is a part of the law, leads to a man not committing adultery, which is part of the law. So you can't just say I follow the law. You got to understand there's customs and that come with, and culture that comes with keeping the law.
Specifics.
That you guys don't have a deep understanding on because you're too busy looking at the outward appearance.
And that's a part that what you just said right there is a part of the skin.
Yep.
That they trying to take the culture.
Yep.
They trying to mingle being a Hebrew Israelite with American ideology.
Well, they do these big old marches. You know, they'll gather in these locations and they'll just walk in abundance. That's not in the scriptures.
Right, yeah.
When do you read about Yahweh and the disciples saying we're going to do a 1,000,000-man march? You know, 100,000-man march. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It's fluff. And that's certain things that the African-American community was pushing through Black Panthers and these different organizations. That didn't lead to nothing. When you think about these old 70s and 60s Negroes, you know, that was doing all this pro-Negro stuff, it didn't lead to anything.
Yeah, Kyrie said he didn't even know who they were.
And they doing all that
Right.
for clicks and likes and all of that. Because I highly doubt during the time of One Way they was marching around New York City. I highly doubt they was marching around. You know why they wasn't marching around New York City? Because that's not what those meetings were about. They was about teaching the gospel. But now in a time of social media, live streaming, double tapping, heart emojis and all of that,
subscribe.
now you can put on a display and a show, okay, for these oblivious people to see. Farrakhan did that Man March. Why? Because he had the funds and he had the PR department and the media behind him. One West didn't have that type of PR back then.
Right.
Yeah, they had local access shows, but it wasn't on no national scale, right? Because they didn't have no machine behind them. Now that you're the $150 man, $1 million man, right? And you got these t-shirts, everybody's unified in colors, everybody got on these black boots and cargo pants, and you got these computers and cameras in every pocket. Now you can appear as if you're righteous. You're doing that for show.
All to go viral.
Can I read something? Go back to that, Micah, but a real quick one. The law. This is Exodus 22 and 28. And it says, "Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people." So I bring that out as far as the law because Apostle Tahar is Nate's elder. He's a ruler. It's the law.
Yeah.
So again, the scriptures are saying, because it's where it's saying right here, "Thou shalt not revile the gods." We understand Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but your leaders are their heads. It's a god.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And they're slandering him. Like, even when you hear the elder Apostle Hart speak about High Priest Arya, King Masha, and hell, even some of the other
Seven.
he only bring out the facts. You don't never hear him just going straight slandering or going in and just say, well, it went off right there. They was doing this, they was stealing money. These are all facts. These ain't just slanders. But see, what y'all doing is y'all dishonoring, and that's breaking the law.
Yeah.
Like what the brothers read.
Well, years ago, you know, Nate had put the Most High's name on that stone, you know, slandering. When you was teaching the name, and even our apostles and everybody we learned from, even knowing about this truth, they taught the name, you know, and you actually believe that the name of the Most High is Yahweh, but still because we believe of it, you find mockery in it.
Yeah.
Even if you say, well, you know, that may not be your stance anymore, you still shouldn't put yourself in a position to mock the name.
Right.
As if that's wrong. You know?
But that goes to show you they have no integrity over there. You know, read that again, bro.
Yes, sir. This is Exodus 22 and 28. "Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people."
Absolutely. And everybody in Israel knows that Apostle Hart probably is the longest standing member of One West right now. Okay? Because all the rest of the ones that was over Apostle Hart ain't out on the highways and byways. Okay? So he was like, Apostle Hart was right under the central command. Okay? He was a high priest. They called him high priest to Hart. So he came right after the top 7. So the rest, none of the top 7 is out here teaching. So there still should be a level of honor that's being held for the works that Apostle Hart is doing, man. But you know what they're doing? They treat him like he's a nobody. Like he just a fly by night. You know, he wasn't in the school breaking down these scriptures and going into it, doing a lot of thought-provoking things in One West. And everybody was saying that Apostle Hart was a real prudent man in the school, man. Was always studying and going into the scriptures and breaking down stuff.
For a lot of things.
And then what they're doing is they reviling him, man. Yeah. But that goes to show you that the elder Apostle Hart got to be a man of the Lord. Because the scripture says what? Blessed are thee, or blessed are you when men shall hate you for my name's sake.
Because even when you go into a lot of the information that when the apostles was going into it back in the old school, and even in those times, a lot of men found opportunity of large units, and they found ways to deprive them through those oil tables and things of that nature. And the apostles and elders wasn't with that. They was like, at the end of the day, we come here to teach these men, you know what I'm saying, and wake up the elect. That's why they was known as the F-Truth. You know, that's why they was being reviled and looked down upon.
The Connecticut camp.
Yeah, the Connecticut camp. And that's a fact, you know. A lot of the things that the apostles was going to, they don't deny these things. They'll try to sidestep it, and they'll try to, you know, find different ways to speak against what we teach. But when it comes to the matters, and we met certain people in the old school, we always go into that. Hell, when we was in 5 Points, there was some guys from the old school that was speaking about Apostle Hart.
Speaking highly of it.
Even the Cornelius thing.
Thing with Cornelius.
The Cornelius thing, you remember IUIC was they were
objecting to it. Yep.
That really came from Apostle Bar.
And then when they went into it, they was like, wait, he's right. He was listening. They never gave him credit.
Oh, and they said that we weren't teaching. You know, that's through humility. They knew what it was, but it was like, you know, at the end of the day, if it's controversial, we believe that he's the Israelite. But if, you know, through respect of their elders and their leaders, they was like, we won't teach you. But then it got stirred up. And then later on, now everybody's teaching at Cornelius.
Yeah, HODC came around to it. Zabaki said, I'm starting to come around to it.
30 years later.
You see what I mean? So they do all this because of pride of them not wanting to just simply give credence to the apostles and elders.
Everybody want to be profound and prolific.
Pride.
We're looking into
Pride, man.
It's pride, man. But see, pride, like the brother said, pride is a very destructive ingredient when it's mixed with the truth, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 7, and I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, which is the leader of the community, Baal Berith, and walk after other gods, Christ, whom ye know not, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are...
Which is called by my name. You see that? So the name is all over the scriptures, which we done brought out 1,000 times over, but they still gonna negate it through pride. They will not come out and say that, yeah, we do gotta call on the name. So what did Asaph say in the video? Oh, you guys got the one exclusively, got the, yeah, you know, kind of made, you know, like lighted, you know, basically used the name of the Lord in vain. Y'all don't even want to say it how he said it, but you know, he said it like, you know, like it was a nothing name. Like, oh, you see, you hear him? That just got the exclusive name. That's crazy. Bro, y'all know the same name, though. You're acting like we got something that y'all don't know. Y'all just don't believe in it and call on it.
But he said they call on it. He said, yeah, we use it. He said, I use it sometimes.
But then in another breath, they, that's right.
when he needs to.
Like, bro, you guys are hypocritical. And your time is coming, man. Your time is coming. Exodus the 20th chapter, you're not supposed to use the name of the Lord in vain, man. Okay? So your time is coming. The charges are built up. When we try not to talk about you, we just the spirit to somehow have us continue to bring your charges out. So when it does happen, we're gonna be like, they did this, they did that, they did that, they did that, they did this. Years of you doing stuff and not repenting, not making no corrections, and you still saying that we pedophiles and we rape, and we ain't raped nobody. We do not deal with pedophilia. They know that shit.
Where's the arrest?
Yeah, just because the Apostle R said in the kingdom you're gonna get them young. How the fuck are you gonna call somebody a pedophile just by saying in the kingdom we're gonna get girls when they young? Yeah. How is he a pedophile? That don't even make sense.
Well, if we were pedophiles, then Nate, working for the FBI, he could look into reports and see.
You should have all of all the connections.
There should be some pending arrests.
Right.
Warrants. Like none of that's going on.
Yeah, you just go get a van and post up outside the building and collect some data.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't got no building, so they can't post up.
You see? So yeah, man, you know, you gotta look at these guys like, man, they double speaking.
Yep.
They talking out the side of their neck, and they just slandering the damage to control the damage that's happening.
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say we are delivered to do all these abominations. Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, said the Lord. The Lord sees everything you do. You are a den of robbers. You are a bunch of adulterers.
Yep.
Right? All of these things have come out. Okay? Should you correct it? Yes, correct it. This is correcting it. Right? But then to come after and then put slanders, allegations on us, is if we're doing something that there is no evidence for, that makes you a bunch of hypocrites and a bunch of false prophets.
You had that one
lying words that cannot profit.
You had that one Jake that came out from the IUIC and said he left because there was too much bullshit, gimmicks. You know, I think he said Nate wanted to order a horse and they wanted to have all this immaculate stuff going on. And he was like, look, bro, we just here to teach the word, which, you know, he seemed like he just had that general just getting into the scriptures. Yeah. But they don't want to just get into the scriptures. They need the exotic thoroughbred. You know, to have the women and the people in the congregation all bedazzled. Yeah, they need the lights, the grand entrance,
Nate running down the aisle. Right. Yeah, the garment flapping all in the wind. He running. You know, looking like he ready for the end of the runway to come. He was tired as hell.
All the women cheering.
Yeah, all the women cheering, everybody in the crowd.
Got the video.
You know, he's slaying the dragon.
Slaying the dragon.
You know, he got the animations coming in. He's slaying the dragon. Pixar. Yeah, he got the whole, you know, Disney, you know, crumbling intros and all kind of, you know, just madness and theatrics. But when you really just look at the simplicity of what this thing is about, y'all ain't got it, man. Right. But does not the scripture say that they make clean the outside?
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's Matthew 23 and verse 25. It says, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Hey, now, when you go into the history of how the scribes and Pharisees came about, when Jerusalem was taken over by the Roman empires, you had the priests. You had the priests. That's where you get the word. The word Sadducee actually goes back to Zadok, which Zadok was a priest. And that Greek word Sadducee is just a Greek way of saying the sons of Zadok. Okay? So there was a sect of priests, okay, that were non-messianic. Then you had the Pharisees that sat in the seat of the priests also. So when Jerusalem was taken over by the Romans, you know, they set them up as the religious figures over that province.
So you have the Sanhedrin.
Yeah, you have the Sanhedrin, okay, which is like the courts. You know. So when we talk about this, you want to say something?
I'm just contributing on point, because even as Zadok the priest, that's what we did with Judas and Galilee. Not to get it mixed up with a scary.
Yeah.
Zadok the priest and Judas started to sell out.
Yep. So now that we understand, because what we're reading about is Hebrew Israelite men that had power in the Roman system. Okay? So if we look today, and we look at the Hebrew Israelite, what Hebrew Israelite group has the most power in America?
Right.
With the American government?
Right.
The
Oh, yeah.
IUIC.
Yes.
Okay? They have the most, they pretty much are the leaders of Israel in the eyes of the American government.
The
Yes.
McDonald's franchise. I mean, what's the 1 billion hamburger sold?
Yeah.
That's McDonald's. That's
Yeah.
the McDonald's franchise
They-
of Israel.
They tied in with the government, right?
You know what? That's why it's like that's why the Lord said that the Republicans and the harlots shall enter in before thee, because it makes sense. Because it's a damn shame, but it's true. Niggas that be men and women that out here that be in terrible situations still have integrity. They still, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Jake that be women that are strippers, men that are, you know, criminals basically.
Yeah.
That still have integrity.
Yep.
That you can still trust them to be a decent fucking human being.
Yeah.
But y'all aren't decent people, man. Y'all are really terrible.
all the time. A lot Hebrew Israelite men are
Some of the worst people
Some of the worst people in the world.
You know what proves they're connected is because how do you do a march outside a stadium without getting shut down?
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yeah, you go through, different,
Shut down
clearance
streets.
procedures and things of that nature. And that's what they do. You know, Nate got all kind of contacts in that phone, man.
Oh, like
You know how much, top primary figures in that phone?
Probably got Trump in that.
Man, he probably got Trump in that motherfucker, bro. So he had, bro. He can make certain phone calls and get permissions to do certain things.
The head of the FBI.
But I'm just making the parallel of the ancient scribes and Pharisees that had a reputation with the Roman government. Well, how do you think that they had to connect to deliver up Yahushua to the government?
Right.
That's
You know
like,
exactly what
bro,
it is.
I wouldn't know what to do to take a nigga to fucking Kemp right now.
Right.
That's real.
You know,
Right.
I wouldn't know what fucking call to make or what,
Who do you go
I'd
to?
be asking, hey, I get this nigga up to Kemp's mansion.
Shit, the mayor.
I want to bring charges up on this nigga, but I need to, I need you to kill this nigga. Yeah, I need to connect to Kemp. Who has a real connect to Brian Kemp?
Right.
You know, so how did that in the ancient world? How would they connect? How were they even able to get into the ear of Pontius Pilate to even bring these accusations for him to even listen? If I go tell Brian Kemp right now, hey man, they got some potholes on the north side. Bro, get the fuck out of my face, bro. So let alone get to him, let alone the nigga listen to you.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the niggas listen. They listen to Caiaphas and the scribes and Pharisees because they were tied in with the Roman
They
government.
were government sponsored. There was a government sponsored so-called religious sect.
Yeah.
You know, they knew certain points in the scriptures, and that's how they was putting Jake in a higher captivity too. You know, because what they had certain tables and things of that nature, and if Jake was to be objective, they had the ability to take him to the Romans to get put to death. So they still had a level of fear and dread amongst the Israelites.
They didn't. Pontius Pilate didn't personally know Yahushua. He knew of him through the different allegations that he had. But he knew Caiaphas. He knew these different scribes and these different Pharisees, man. Because why? Because they were tied in. They were compromised back then, man. That's why Yahushua was constantly cursing them out. So who can you really draw that parallel to in modern times? The IUIC. If the IUIC wanted to go to a mayor,
The White House.
Bro, Nate can get that. Nate can make that call, bro.
Yes.
Nate can get up there and make the call to the New York mayor. Okay, and use his leverage that he has to get the mayor to listen to him.
Now, compromise. Imagine all of us here. We're Hebrew Israelites. We're participating active Hebrew Israelites, right? How many white people, so-called Edomites, how many Edomites know what you believe and are cool with you?
Right.
You know how heavy of what we're saying is that there's powerful Edomites, heathens or whoever that know that he's a Hebrew, a practicing, participating Hebrew Israelite, and they're cool with it. How many so-called Edomites or so-called white people would just be cool with you? Hey, I'm an Israelite, and really, I hate the shit out of Edomites, and you're going into slavery, this, that, and the third, and hey, we should go play 18 rounds of golf.
None.
That's some real compromise.
He told the story. He told the story in that old 2017 interview about him and his superior, the detective, and how he knew everything what was going on, and he was still on the job, he was still doing what he was doing. But you know who else has the same similar type of connections? Farrakhan. So he would give all them interviews. The white man go on Oprah, right?
That's
and
real.
then Million Man March, marches, right? They know he's a known black, so-called black figure that talks against Esau, white man, all this and that, right?
The original black identity in the streets.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he still can have these connections to this system.
Right.
Farrakhan's still alive, still talking that talk. He's been talking for 40 years.
Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton.
So let's draw a conclusion then. So let's go back to what Arachidal was reading. Because I just wanted to break that down because Yahushua is talking to the scribes and the Pharisees that sat in a high position in the Roman province of Jerusalem. But the governor over that province of Jerusalem was Pontius Pilate. Okay? Because I believe the Roman province, the Roman kingdom was made up of hundreds of provinces. Okay? And Judea was one. It was just one Roman province. But that was just where the Jews was at. But, so the Jews still had power in Judea, but they set up an Edomite as the governor. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says, Matthew 23 and 25, again, it says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter."
So now that we clear who we're talking about, these men who had a high position in the Roman Empire that were practicing Hebrew Israelites was making themselves look like they were the ideal image on the outside, but the shit that they was doing behind closed doors was really getting called out. And that's why they was mad at Yahushua. Because Yahushua was calling them out. Same thing the men of Great Millstone is doing. Calling them out behind the bull crap that they're doing. And then eventually they got mad and did what? Wanted to bring charges up on them, false accusations, and get them killed. They're going to do the same thing to us, but this time it's going to be a failed attempt. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says, for you make clean, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Man, that really, when you think about it, the outside of the cup is clean, but the inside is dirty. The outside, that don't go inside of you. It's what's inside of the cup. So it's what y'all doing. It ain't because you're marching. That's not gonna change nothing. Nigga getting clapped now. Adultery is getting committed now. There's a crack in the pipe somewhere getting sucked right now.
We're in Pride Month.
Yeah, we're in Pride Month. So just because you appear on the outside that you're just pro-black, you're for the community, let's get some community centers, and let's build this up. It looks good on the outside, but when you get within the IUIC, you start to see the corruption. You don't teach the name, you don't teach the MOTV. These are all things that can actually help save people's lives, that you compromise. So because you make it look good on the outside, don't mean that it's actually good when you get on the inside of that congregation. All right, and that's what Yahushua was exposing. That's why he said, do as they say, but not as they do. Okay? Because they were practicing the law. Okay, they were rehearsing the law. You had righteous Pharisees that were sticklers about the law. So they were headstrong on that, but it was the things that the wicked ones was doing that Yahushua was saying, don't do that shit, man. They would going off and then sacrificing the dove. That's why Yahushua went and drove them out the temples. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says, verse 26, it says, thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter.
And what is that which is within? Is it not the words?
Right.
Because the scripture, like we quoted earlier, out the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So is that what's within you that brings forth the fruit? It's the fruit of your mouth. Okay? So if they clean up what's inside of them, meaning the things that they teach, then they really don't have to exhaust all those resources on marching and shit. All that shit is to make up for what they doing on the inside of those congregations.
Right, that's right.
Okay, it's for show.
Yeah.
You know, because then, you know, here it is, you know, Jake probably feeling a certain type of way in the IUIC. They ready to leak out, but then they got this big march coming up.
We got the award.
So I got to stay around for this, because this is about to be groundbreaking. Yeah, we got this big, I want to leave, but bro, that Passover's going to be fun.
You know, the precept mentioned extortion. You remember the situation with the guy in the pocket?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was extortion.
Extortion. So this is all the dead man's bones that's inside of that cup that they forcing the people in that congregation to drink. And eventually, when all hell break loose, and they're gonna need the name, they're gonna need to know that not to take the MOTV. They're gonna need to know certain breakdowns dealing with World War III. They're gonna need to know about certain things that pertain to their salvation. That's when it's gonna be realized that these guys were the hypocrites all along.
Got it.
Okay? Was it a little bit more?
Yep, precept.
Yep. Okay.
It's, verse 26. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
That's right. So that's what it's about. Making sure that the things that come out of our mouth are whole and sound and pure. Okay? Because right now, these other congregations are showing that they're profane.
Yeah.
Okay? They're speaking profanity. They're speaking things that are not biblical, man. And that's a great offense to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. All right? Go ahead, Tadam.
Okay. This is John, St. John chapter 11, and this is John chapter 11 and 47. Then gathered the chief priests, I'm reading verse 46. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done.
Yeah, you had guys that was ear hustling the prophets and then going back and telling the top Pharisees what Yahushua was doing. That's how we know that you got little whistleblowers that be watching our videos and they go back and tell, because where you get this blank money order information from? You see that? Where you getting this type of information from? All right, so it's same things. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahushua did believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Hey, you see that? So what was happening was their believers was now starting to see the works of Yahushua and being converted.
Yep.
That's going to happen too. See, don't be surprised if the Lord started taking the IUIC down just by taking their members out. When you take them members out and you ain't getting that same amount of money in, you still got to pay them taxes. You still got to pay all of those fees. But now your congregation is being broke down. And you ain't getting that financial backing that you once had. So what happens? The IRS starts to get involved. All right? The government starts to get involved because you know why? They want their money.
They will demand their congregation to pay more.
Because you gave them a paper trail.
And a lot of that, like you said, with those non-profits, 501c3s, a lot of times you're funding rent based upon number.
Yes.
So with anything, it's like if you had a store, you're going to get funding. A store that's 1,200 square feet is not going to get the same funding as a store that's 12,000 square feet.
Right.
So they might be getting, I'm using that as a metaphor, as the fact that they're probably getting funding and grants and all these things from the government at a huge number of people. They got a huge congregation, but you said, if that number diminishes, they're going to go back in and readjust it and be like, well, we can't give you that same amount of money for that. You got a third of that now.
It's based on stipulation, just like y'all remember that interview where Nate was talking about getting that $1 million church.
Yep.
And he was saying, we didn't get approved because X, Y, Z, because it was based off of those stipulations. You know?
Yep. So Yahushua gonna start pulling away from your congregation, because and then they had what they had to do. They had to get together. The heads had to get together and conspire. What is going on, man? we doing miracles. People coming back telling us he's doing this. We got to do something. We got to figure this out. Right? Go ahead, bro.
It says, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
So they like, we got to put our hands. We got to do something about this. Because if we just let Great Millstone, because they saying we you know, in the video, he like, y'all just mad because y'all not progressing. Y'all like, bro, you look at you go back 7, 8 years ago, and you fast forward to now, bro, all the camps that got bigger.
Right.
And we've gotten more wiser, stronger.
Yes.
So what are you talking about? Okay? We've been the longest standing camp in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I think you see these guys, they misunderstand the purpose of the truth, but they misunderstand our purpose. Our purpose is about progress. Our purpose is not to progress to get schools and buildings.
It ain't about numbers.
It's not to get a bunch of people to believe on us.
Right.
Our job is to teach the elect and let the Lord wake up who he wakes up.
Simple.
Your purpose and your methodology in the truth is to progress with buildings, numbers, and damn money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And give Esau data.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't believe it. They don't believe it. Yeah, they don't believe it. I don't never see them going to Revelations. You know?
That's what they do.
And if they do it,
Make
I'm
it
about to
wrong.
say they butcher.
Yeah, what you talking about? They gonna come back into power after 1,000 years. Just weird shit, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
IUIC is the greatest denomination, greatest Christian church ever.
It says, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Yeah, so that's what the IUIC is saying. You know, you guys are GMS, you're giving Israel a bad name. You know, scum, you're the worst. Same thing they were doing with Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. So eventually you're gonna see they're gonna try to feel they're getting too big for their britches, and they're gonna try to advance on this. Okay? They're gonna try to advance on what's being built. Because really, in all truth, they're projecting their jealousy that they have for us. They saying that we jealous of them.
Yeah.
We're not jealous of y'all.
Trying to gaslight the viewers.
Yeah, y'all projecting that jealousy that y'all have for what's being built over here. Y'all projecting that on us as if we're jealous of what's going on at the IUIC. And we're just simply not, bro. That's
Because if I may say, the Holy Spirit, like you were saying, as far as this camp, the founding fathers, the founding faces or the founding members of this church is still here after how many years of this? Just GMS Atlanta? For 15, going on 15, 14, 15 years? You can't say the same for these other camps. Like the apostle said, these other camps are revolving doors. If you click on the IUIC Atlanta, I'm pretty sure the faces 10 years ago, they're not there.
done.
Right.
Hey,
All of the dudes.
I was gonna say, bro, just if you go to all the major cities throughout America, the first Hebrew Israelite camps that was popping up all over America were GMS camps. From Chicago to New York. Maybe one city where it was other camps out there besides New York. It was probably LA. Okay? Because you had another old school guy from the old school that went out to LA. You know?
Shield of wisdom.
Yeah, Shield of Wisdom. Yeah, Shield of Wisdom. You know? But other than that, the majority of the states in America, the first camps that started popping up all over America were Great Millstone camps. Really, to be honest, you really didn't start to see no IUIC camps in like 2012, 2013.
Right.
You know?
That actually.
Yeah, some a little past that. That's when, you know, we started seeing them here in Atlanta. Yep, about 2014, 2013, 2014. You know? So but prior to that, the Great Millstone camp. So you
The
can't
ISUK was mainly in New York and Philly.
Yeah, they was in New York and Philly. They had one branch out in DC. I remember that branch. Or maybe they was going to DC teaching out there. I'm not sure. You know? But when you go and look at all the original Hebrew Israelite camps in these major cities, there were GMS camps that started to pop up before any of you other camps. So for you to say that we jealous of what y'all building over there is null and void, because we be the longest standing camps in these cities. through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shah, might I say.
That's right.
Okay,
Hey,
go
the
ahead.
Lord said He's gonna have He'll make an altar on Babylon.
Yep, go ahead, bro.
It says that one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
Yep.
And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahweh should die for that nation.
See? So Caiaphas essentially is saying, look, if we don't stop these guys, the Roman government is gonna come down on us, and some of us is gonna lose our lives. So with me being a high priest, I can make the call.
If I may say what we were saying earlier, that priest position is really like a king position. So he really was ruling Judea as a king.
Yep, that's right, bro. And so basically what he's saying, now that I'm the high priest, since he already prophesied that he's going to give up his life for the nation of Israel, let us help. Let's deliver him. Let's take it. Let's do it.
And Caiaphas, he knew that Yahweh was.
He knew that Yahweh was the Messiah. So he basically saying, well, it's already in the prophecies. So let's go ahead and just push. So he was really moving. He was just doing what the Lord put in his spirit to do anyway.
But wait, I'm sorry.
You know?
In a wicked manner. But then you got these asshole Old Testament niggas that talk about the fact that there's no Messiah in the Old Testament. But what's that?
Right. John. Idiots. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of the Most High that were scattered abroad.
So they knew the breakdown of the Gentiles. This is Caiaphas speaking right here. They knew that he spoke to the Gentiles.
When you read John 7:35, they said, where is he going to go?
Yep.
Is he going to go to the
disperse?
Disperse among the Gentiles?
Yep.
They understood that.
Yep.
Because it was a historical, they knew they had their people in the history.
Yep.
Were scattered when the Greeks came.
They knew the whole Hellenist, they knew the whole breakdown.
Did you say, bring it back to your original point of that the Sanhedrin and that being set up? You don't think that understanding of what was going on for that 250, 300 year period before Yahweh came on the scene, that it wasn't being passed on like word of mouth of the history being passed on?
So when it came to pass, really to be honest, Yahweh came in so powerful that it really kind of threw them off kilter. They wasn't expecting, because they knew of a Messiah. Like the brothers,
they were
it's
very
in the
versed.
prophecies.
And they didn't listen to John the Baptist when he was out there. That's why he was cursing them out all the time, because here it is. I've been warning y'all in the wilderness for so long. Y'all come to see me, and you still don't listen.
And John the Baptist was of the line of Levi.
Yeah.
He could have been a priest.
He was a priest.
His family.
I think he was from the line of Aaron.
Yeah, his son was Luz's son, Zacchaeus, I believe. Yeah, his father, Zacchaeus, the priest. Go ahead, bro.
One more. It says, then from that day forth, they took counsel together for to put him to death.
So you see that? So what he did was he used manipulation on him. He said, listen, we hold his high seat over Israel. This man is coming in. These people are listening to him. Eventually the Roman government is going to come down on us if we don't stop him. So look, we're going to continue to have these councils and figure out the best way possible to take out Yahweh since he already prophesied to be the son of man and be delivered for the sins. He teaching the Gentiles. Well, we're going to conspire to deliver him over to the Roman army. You see that? So you don't think that the IUIC is getting together among their leadership and having these different conversations? Think about it. They ain't just going to do a lot of talking. These guys are carnal and they sit in a high seat. This is a multi-million-dollar band we're talking about here, who hates our leader. Hates our leadership. Okay? Hates us. Okay? So you got to think, if he hold that type of power, and he's this carnal individual, if he coming at Yahweh Shai like this, you don't think he'll eventually come at the men of the Lord?
No, please. Take it further. If they will do this to each other, right? And they know each other, rock with each other, quote unquote, love each other. What the hell they gonna do to a person that they hate?
That's right, bro.
Yep. Take it further.
That's when it's gonna get interesting. But that's gonna be their fall. Because when they did that to Yahweh Shai, that marked their fall. Okay? The Pharisees wasn't, super strong after that, man. Okay?
But they only had about another 30, 40 years with 70 AD coming in.
That was it. Because remember,
Zealots popped up.
Yeah, the Zealots.
Different sects popped up. That disrupted the whole.
And then you gotta remember, after the death of Yahushua, what happened? The prophets, the men of the Lord, got spiritual power. So it tell you in the book of Acts, it tell you that there was a great company of believers where you would have thousands and thousands and thousands of people waking up a day. So when they did that to Yahushua, they really brought them down.
Because the temple rent. A lot of people were witnesses. They witnessed when Yahushua the dead rose, so that the rumors and things of that nature spread around Israel, and a lot of people was like Yahushua, that was actually King of Nazareth, the man of Nazareth, of course. As the saying goes, they started to see like, what, that was the Lord and Savior.
Earthquake,
the earthquake,
eclipse, raised the people that rose up from the grave and lived amongst them. You can't really deny that. That's why, if I may say, IUIC really is, y'all are just chocolate Edomites, man. Chocolate Edomite Christians.
Edomites and Negro.
Yeah, Edomites in Negro form. Because that's all, the way you move and think, it shows that you have no spirituality. You're another group of people that think that we need this internet to do this, or that the way that we're doing this is how we're going to be doing this sooner than later. No, this thing is going to transition like how I did it after the Pentecost. And like you said, Acts the 3rd chapter, where they got spiritual power. The healed the lame man at the gate called Beautiful. You can't deny that. But that's when that hate, this deep inside of you, and it's laying dormant. It's gonna come out when what? The Lord starts allowing certain men to do spiritual powers and do certain things that you can't. Then what you gonna do? Kill them. You gonna ride.
Or you gonna attempt to take. Hey, but did not in the book of Acts? What did it say? Least you be happy to fight against the Most High. Leave them alone. For if this council be of men, it will come to naught. Guess what? They ain't gonna leave it alone. They gonna go fight up against the Most High, and that's gonna be their fall. Go ahead.
Something real quick. This Matthew 7 and 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Yeah, man. Real sheepy. If you look at Nate seems like a very charismatic. He can win you over. He's charming.
He's very good.
Very, very charming. He say the right things. That's symbolic of being a man in sheep's clothing. He seems harmless, right? But guess what? Inside they want your soul.
Joel Osteen, he's a black Joel Osteen.
I'm about to say, like a pastor. He got that pastor get up. And anything about pastors, and I've seen certain videos, certain jakes that started to learn, like scammers that turn pastors. That's a thing. Individuals see like being a pastor is one of the easiest ways to rob people. It's a lot of the money that's washed in the church. Tax exempt. You can swindle the masses. You can run that collection plate 4 or 5 times over. If somebody complains, you can say they got demons on them. You can put fear. And then one thing about gatherings, after a certain amount of time, most people don't want to leave because they see it as a family. So even if they see that it's a lot of things that's remiss in the congregation, they like, damn. At the end of the day, I grew up here. So it's a level of manipulation.
You don't be ashamed. People talk shit about you when you leave.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went through a pastor course.
And the thing about it is too, in the Christian church, they use those terms. You got certain people that be believers and they fall out. They stop coming to church. They be like, you heard about Sister Carol? She backslide. She went back in that world. You hear what happened to Brother Richard?
Brother
Pastor called him to the office, told him he can't come back to the church. He been excommunicated.
Excommunicated.
They get kicked out the same way you get kicked out the camp.
Yeah.
You know, they got people that say backslide, and they show them, look at him.
Returning fight.
They kick the preachers
Showing
out.
text.
Yep. Yeah, they kick the preachers out. So, you know, they got the same things going on, you know, but it's not the truth. You know? So you gotta look at this thing in a spiritual light, man, and see what are we really doing here? That's why the elder Apostle Bar always says that some brothers don't really understand what we've got involved in. You really got to get your mind wrapped around what you're a part of and consider what's going to happen for being a believer of the house. This is serious stuff. Now, if you maintain your faith, you're going to be all right. That's one thing I do know. If you maintain your faith, you're going to be good. You know, but that don't mean that you ain't going to face no turbulence for what you believe in. All right? If we all gotta go down that road one way or another. You know, but don't let these purple Teletubbies, you know, don't let them deter your faith in the Lord, man. Because they trying to act like the aggressor. They trying to act like they the ones that sit in the seat of authority. Who gave you the authority?
That's some wolf shit.
Yourself.
Yeah.
That's some wolf shit when you think about it. Wolves are very much so territorial. You know, the alpha wolf is the only one. He eats first.
Right.
He controls when you eat, who mates. That's that energy, man. That's why the Lord, again, we talk about these talking points within the scriptures. The Lord could have said anything. He said they're wolves in sheep's clothing. So you gotta understand how wolves. He could have used anything. He called them foxes at one point. He called them vipers. These are not, like you said, these are very dangerous animals, and you got to understand that that's what they are.
Predatorial.
They're predators.
Opportunists. They're known as opportunists. I think foxes are known as opportunist predators.
And they thieves.
Yeah, thieves.
The scriptures say, we use this to talk about Esau, but the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, though he crouches down. You know what I'm saying?
Go humble like a
That's them. That's them as well. That's not just an Esau. That's a lot of these Israelites. You have this spirit, like the brother said. They will,
Brother, sister,
brother. The whole time it's a fucking demon that really is going to take you to a point where you know what I'm saying. You're going to want to send them back to that upper room, man.
A wolf never wants to build a flock.
No,
He's trying to devour that flock.
that's maintain power.
And that's exactly what they do. They want to take out Yahweh Shemaiah's chosen man, his people. They're not trying to build Israel.
So they can devour.
Trying to keep them enslaved.
And start chopping it.
But they ain't gonna win. See what they gonna witness? They gonna witness a great obedience to our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shemaiah. But when you look at us brothers up here, you know, through the spirit of, you know, starting with our apostles, elders, and the rest of bishops and leaders, man, we always push, hey bro, we here to serve. You know, we here to help increase the camps. We here to see brothers express the gift that Yahweh Shemaiah bestowed upon them. You go to the IUIC, they can't even do lessons and upload them on YouTube.
Hey, they even said, because you mentioned how they like foxes. They said foxes are, a lot of foxes are coming to houses now because it's harder for them to survive in the wild, so they want to be domesticated.
Yeah, because they are. That's some slick. I seen that shit. That's that slick shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now you want to come. You know, it's hard out here. I'm gonna come to your house and you fix me a bowl like you do the dogs. Whole time it's not a canine. That's being deceitful.
And knowing a fox is one of the slickest animals. I don't never see foxes, bro. As many foxes it is, bro, it's hard to see them.
You hear how they sound?
I see them.
I don't know if they be screaming. It's a real demonic scream. Like hyenas.
And they stink. Foxes stink. They have how skunks have like a gland that puts off a smell. They stink and their piss stinks and they piss everywhere and anywhere. They're really that's why when the Lord was calling them foxes, there was really fighting words. If you really understand, that's why I said you can't just read these words and just take it. And scriptures say be harmless as wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you gotta really understand
What is the attributes and the characteristics of these animals that made the Lord say, do this? Hold thou on to the way of the ant. What does that mean?
Yeah, you gotta say, ask the beast, and they shall tell thee. You gotta do that.
That's right. So you know, these guys, they trying to act like they the big dogs, but like I said, who authorized you? Who gave you that authority? See,
So
the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to show you who's been authorized in the Holy Spirit. Because you can't do nothing against what the Lord is building, regardless of what you try to do with the government, or what y'all try to say, or who y'all might try to rise up, or what agents may be among us to try to come file some report with the local police.
Trying to kill us.
Yeah, try to kill us. It don't matter. Whoever been authorized to do this is going to do it. Okay? Go ahead, bro. I'm going to get ready to close it out on the last scripture.
2 Timothy 3, and I start at the top. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud.
Hey, you know what? Sorry. We didn't talk about his ass, but Shikari, Alazar, you covet Nate. You want what Nate got. You want to be Nate Jr. You want a big congregation. You want all the money, the fame, the clout, everything that comes along with it. That's why you unified yourself with him. He backs him. And he was another one that we didn't talk about. He was another one talking that shit about, the GMS. They're mad that they haven't grown like Nate because Nate was underneath. It's like, what the fuck are any of y'all talking about? This is not a popularity contest. We're not trying to be homecoming king and shit here, man.
They go to show you that that's their intentions.
Right, we're not lying.
They trying to project their intentions on us. That's y'all that's looking at it like that. We don't look at it like
That's their
that.
purpose of doing this.
For the most part, through the Spirit, we all understand, like the scripture says, how is it written in Maccabees, that the Most High doesn't deal with strength in numbers.
Yep.
But it said, but strength coming down from heaven. It's not about the abundance of men, because at the end of the day, the Most High deals with the lowly. The scripture says that we shall be a little sanctuary, not a large sanctuary. Anytime anytime where it's a lot of people, it's really bullshit. The scripture says, woe unto them when men shall speak well of you. When you think about us as Great Millstone, we defame. We look down upon, even the Apostle said it. The scripture says we shall receive fame, and he was like, a lot of that fame is gonna come in the form of infamy. Looking down upon us, not actually looking up like, those are the men. Because the Apostle Paul and the men in the time of Acts, a lot of people just wanted to kill them. Mass majority, they had a large followers of believers, but it was a large, they did so.
The Lord has brought them back.
The Lord brought them back. But it was a large company of men that came together, and their whole thing was, we want to kill them for what they teach, man.
They didn't want to eat, they didn't want to drink, they said Paul, put to death, all that.
That was it on that,
Just a little bit more slack here. Blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
He said fears. Because when we talk about them, we don't get all belligerent and violent in our thoughts towards them. But I know when there's chicken wings and beer involved, I can only imagine when them come. Especially that one guy in GMS Atlanta, I'm gonna fuck him up.
You already know.
I'm gonna kill that nigga. Damn. I don't even know you.
Yeah, they doing all that talking. They got bad knees and shit. They don't do shit. Not to get corona, they don't do shit, man.
And we always get at you guys when it comes to the docket. We never come together and say, because a lot of you guys was getting fights with one another any damn way. IUIC and ISU, because you guys are carnal. Possibly, if there's a situation to sue, we defend ourselves. We're never the provokers, man. And even when it was times where we were, certain brothers would go to certain camps and debate them, Apostle said, nah, don't do that, man. Because in the spirit, they're not going to listen anyways. So we just gonna teach the scriptures. Anytime it was an opportunity, even when Black Conscience was coming, they offered the apostles $1,000 to debate. That could have been an opportunity to make money and so-called be on the platform. They denied it because that's not what this thing is about, man. If
Apostle Tar and Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ramla wanted to blow this thing up for the sake of numbers, they would have been walked y'all down. But they understand the mission of the Lord. You know, that was it. Go ahead, Rob. We close out.
This is Matthew 5 and 10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven."
Yeah, man, that's why we ain't got to come up here and just slander them and say all kind of things that we don't have no proof on. All we gotta do really is just deal with what they say and deal with the scripture. But they gonna let them do the talking, okay? Because Esau gonna loop you right on in there with everybody else. Okay? If you think you gonna get some type of pardon because you got a purple garment with fringes on, you're gonna be highly mistaken. All right? You got a Judas goat that's your leader. That's leading. The scriptures tell you that Israel is as a sheep that's being led to the slaughter. So that's what's happening. You're being led to the slaughter if you following these other congregations that's not rooted in the spirit. So let them go. As far as us, we rather be hated for what the word says, man. I have a lot more comfort in a nigga not liking me for what I believe in. As far as if you don't like me for who I am, okay, you know.
I barely like myself at the time.
I know, right?
You know. So let alone, you know. So being hated for the truth, it's like, bro, I feel a lot better about myself now. You know, you want to hate me for you know, for wanting to do the right thing, well, that makes me feel a lot better about myself.
Yeah, seriously. You need to
You giving me confirmation that I'm doing the right thing, so that we're doing the right thing.
And notice it says, "Blessed are ye." Now, y'all say our old camp leader you know, bring out the definition of what it means to be blessed. It means when somebody bows before you. Yeah, they back in the back. But look, the point I was gonna make was, does it not say in the book of Revelation, 3rd chapter, where it speaks about the synagogue of Satan, will say they are Jews and are not? It said, what did it say after that? I will make them come and what? Man before you and bow before you. So that's talking about the wicked Israelites that's gonna bow before us too, bro. You know, so they're gonna see that we got the truth. Now some of them, they're gonna, some of them guys gonna literally come before us and admit that we had that the apostles, the elders, and brothers were right in the spirit.
Especially when this technology started to run around that we were speaking about in Revelation 13 chapter.
You know? And it could be some people from your leadership that's among these camps that eventually gonna see, because you remember we relating them to the scribes and Pharisees, and we always say that they were righteous Pharisees. You know, so we know that if they coming back in their life, then that means that they probably over there with them. So it'll come out. It'll come out, but that's why it says, "Blessed are ye when we are reviled for the sake of the truth." Go ahead.
It says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely."
Well, that's happening right now. We being persecuted. Okay? Just because ain't nobody coming and physically grabbing us up don't mean that we not being persecuted. We being persecuted right now. They're assassinating brothers' characters. They got brothers, you know, on playbacks from fucking 8-9 years ago. You know? They calling brothers you know, calling us B-words and punks and this and that and homos, all kind of weirdo shit that they be calling us, man. Go ahead, bro.
It's last verse. It says, "Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you."
Hey, it says be exceedingly glad. So to see that, really it should warm your hearts and let you know that, hey, you gotta be doing the right thing. You know, if that's the way that we gotta get it, then that, like you said, that's confirmation that we doing the right thing.
The world don't hate IUIC.
Right.
Oh, the world love IUIC, man.
And IUIC is, you know, the epitome of what it's like to be a carnal Hebrew Israelite of the world. They embody the world, and they're mad at us because we don't want to attach ourselves to this world. That's all it is. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Giving all praise to the Lord number 2.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double